Part 20. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 191. Chapter 191 Replacement. Yalimo's fear of Chiyu was accurately captured by Fenling. She is naturally very sensitive to people's emotional changes, so generally speaking, she will automatically block people she doesn't care about. Otherwise, she is paying attention to other people's emotional problems all day long. Is she tired? But Yeli Mo is her friend, so Fenling can catch her slight fluctuations in mood. Just, this Chiyu? Fenling turned to look at her. The aura on her body. Okay, class has started, everyone, take out your textbooks, this class is Xianian's class. She was stunned for a moment when she came in and saw Fenling. Fenling, are you back? Yeah, Fenling nodded lightly. Come back and take the exam. Wang Zhaihong asked her to come back. Otherwise, she wouldn't bother to come back. Okay, then prepare well. Xianian nodded and continued, by the way, the monitor of our class is Chiyu now. You can share your experience with Chiyu and ask Chiyu to help if you don't understand anything. Teacher, don't worry, I will take good care of Fenling. Chiyu nodded obediently. From the appearance, there is no clue what kind of person she is. This person is very good at hiding. This is Fenling's first impression of Chiyu. The second lesson is about the test papers from the previous exam. Fenling used her mobile phone to hack into Xianian's computer system and get the test scores of Class 9, and found that several people had very strange scores. Before she went to the competition, although their scores were not high, they were at least in the middle. But now, although they are still in the middle, they are 10 points lower than before. She has read the test paper and it is not too difficult for them. At their level, they should not only have such a small number of points. Fenling frowned. Pull Yalimala out during the big class break. What happened in the class recently? It's that Chiyu, she did it all, Ling Ling, she's really weird, as if she's not an ordinary person. Yalimo recounted everything that happened during this period with a hint of fear. When she saw Chiyu looking towards her from the bedside, she subconsciously hid behind Fenling. Chiyu. If it was just suspicion before, then through Yalimo's expression, Fenling was almost certain that this Chiyu should be a person with special abilities. It's just that she seems different from ordinary people with special abilities, because there is a very uncoordinated smell about her. The smell was exactly the same as that of the semi-special ability user she met before. It's just Chiyu who seems to be a successful semi-special ability user? Okay, I know about this. In a moment, give me the names of all the people who have been in close contact with Chiyu. Trust me, I will make them return to normal. If this thing is really done by Chiyu, then she will receive the most severe punishment from the Special Alliance. You don't really think you can do anything to me, do you? Fenling did not expect that she would find Chiyu before she found her. Chiyu. Fenling, the brain of the Alliance? Oh, now he is just an ordinary person with special abilities who can no longer be ordinary. Chiyu's tone was full of disdain and ridicule for Fenling. Luo Cheng is my brother. What do you think he will do to me if you sue the Special Alliance? Qiu twirled his fingers around his hair. Are you Luo Cheng's sister? Fenling frowned. Luo Cheng has a sister? How come she has never heard of it? So what if it is, so what if it's not? You just need to know that from now on, I will replace you and become the new Alliance brain. And you have long been eliminated by the times, 0. Chiyu chuckled and seemed not to take Fenling seriously. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 192. Chapter 192 All. It doesn't matter whether I have been replaced by the times, but I know that you are definitely not what the times need, a person who relies on external forces to transform himself into a person with special abilities. Don't you feel guilty when using this ability? Chiyu, when you promised Luo Cheng, Didn't he tell you the price you had to pay for using this ability? Feng Ling's expression was indifferent, not irritated by Chi Yu's words at all. On the contrary, Chi Yu became excited after hearing Feng Ling's words. What do you mean? Luo Cheng is my brother, how could he harm me? I think you are just jealous. That's why you want to drive a wedge between brother Luo Cheng and me. Feng Ling rubbed her ears and said, Brother Luo Cheng, these 4 words make people feel uncomfortable no matter how they sound. That dog Luo Cheng will be called brother one day, haha. Luo Cheng, who was far away in Tielian, was having a meeting when he sneezed several times inexplicably. He rubbed his nose, not feeling very happy. Commander Luo, we still feel that it is risky to carry out this project on a large scale. After all, the only one who is relatively successful is Chi Yu. The remaining people have more or less physical and mental problems. As for Chi Yu, just because there is no problem now does not mean there will be no problem in the future. Once this problem becomes bigger and we cannot solve it, we will still be the ones affected. Yes, co-president, after all, we still live in this world, and it doesn't mean that we will no longer live in this world in the future. Still hope you will consider it carefully. Okay. Luo Cheng waved his hands impatiently, not wanting to listen to what these people said. In his opinion, these people are cowards. Pure coward. This matter has been decided like this. Let's recruit a group of people first and conduct the 1.0 experiment. When the time comes, we will look at it based on the experimental results. Chi Yu's success means that others can also succeed. You just need to do it, and I will naturally take care of the rest. Co-leader. Stop talking, just do it. What? Do you want to resist my order? Luo Cheng looked down coldly. Everyone looked at each other and shook their heads. Now that Luo Cheng is their immediate boss, they cannot defeat Luo Cheng at all. It is obviously not a good idea to confront Luo Cheng at this juncture. It's a pity that Master Ling left. Otherwise, Master Ling and Master Luo would have resisted to the end at this time. Everyone felt sorry. They had never missed Feng Ling so much at that moment. But they don't know that Master Ling, whom they are thinking about now, is constantly piercing Chi Yu's heart. What do you call me? I'm just telling you a fact. The fact is that Luo Cheng has tried many experiments before you, but they all failed. You. Feng Ling looked at Chi Yu. It should be the most successful experiment in Luo Cheng's history. It's just that he probably doesn't know what's wrong with you. Otherwise, I won't let you come to Lingyang High School and be my classmate. What on earth do you want to say? Chi Yu admitted that she panicked. When Luo Cheng talked to her, he didn't say that this technology had not been successful before. She thought that many people had already used this technology, so she dared to do it. But now, Feng Ling actually told her that no one had succeeded in this technology before. So, what if something goes wrong with her in the future? At this moment, Chi Yu felt a little flustered. I want to say that fakes will always be fakes, don't try to compare them with genuine products. You can't touch even one iota of what we want to protect. Feng Ling's expression suddenly turned cold. I will take back everything you did to them all. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 193. Chapter 193, Non-Stop Commotion. Luo Cheng said he would protect me. Feng Ling, can you beat me or Luo Cheng? He is the most powerful person in Tel Aviv. Feng Ling, you can't win, ever. In Chi Yu's heart, Luo Cheng is the most powerful in the entire Special Alliance. Even if Feng Ling was once the brains of the alliance, so what? Luo Cheng said that people like Feng Ling have been eliminated by the times. So, she doesn't have to be afraid at all. It's a pity that Luo Chen didn't know that Qi Yu sold him completely and naked on the first day of his fight with Feng Ling. If you knew, I would probably regret letting Qi Yu be the biggest chess piece. Feng Ling looked at Qi Yu with a calm expression. You can try it. She has left Tielian, but all the skills she learned are still there. In the days since she left Tielian, she has not lost anything, she has only become more and more powerful. Luo Chen now doesn't know what her abilities are. But she knew Luo Chen well enough. In the past 3 years, this arrogant man would not do anything to improve himself. He had probably been trying to increase the number of chess pieces behind him. But some things cannot be won by quantity. Fighting requires not only strength but also brains. Luo Chen, many years ago, I was your chess piece, but now, I want to be the king opposite you and compete with you. Feng Ling turned around coldly. She felt that there was no need to talk nonsense with Qi Yu now. What she has to do now is to restore those children to a normal life. Feng Ling, how dare you? See if I dare. The girl listened for a moment, said this arrogantly, and then continued to move forward. She really dared and she really did it? Qi Yu didn't see clearly what Feng Ling did. He only knew that she waved her sleeves easily, and then all those people became normal. I think back then, she had to put in a lot of effort to make those people become her pawns, but Feng Ling could solve it so easily. Qi Yu looked at all this in disbelief, but reality gave her a hard slap in the face. Look up Qi Yu. Feng Ling returned to the classroom and sent a voice message to Yao Lang. Soon, a word came from the other side, yes. Not long after, Qi Yu's information was delivered to Feng Ling. However, what surprised Feng Ling was that this Qi Yu was actually the person Luo Chen brought out of prison. However, Demon Wolf could only determine what kind of prison it was, but not the person, because some places in the prison were not monitored, so he did not find the person. Furthermore, from the prison's adverse event records, we don't see anyone missing anything. Feng Ling frowned and said, you should take time to go to the prison tomorrow and go to the prison one by one according to the list. It will always get it right. I think so too. Yao Lang nodded, then remembered something and asked, Lingling, let me ask you a question. Ye King Han's grandfather has been making noises about going back recently. Do you want Ye King Han to come over and have a look? One look. That old man is really restless, he wants to be here and there now. If Ye King Han can take him back, of course everyone will be happy, but it seems that Ye King Han still plans to let the old man continue to live with them. Ye Lang rubbed his head with a headache. This person is annoying. Even when he is sick, he can make people annoying, such as Ye Feng. Ye Lang gets a headache when he thinks of Ye Feng asking for something here or there. Last night, he actually told him that he wanted to change his computer and asked him to help him buy it. There is no intention to give the money yet, it is just a naked act of free prostitution. It's strange that the demon wolf agrees. However, as long as he disagrees, the old man will make trouble non-stop. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 194. Chapter 194 Telepathy. Okay, I will go over with Ye King Han this week to take a look. By the way, my potion has been prepared. I will bring it to you tomorrow and leave it at the black market auction house as usual. Okay, the demon wolf nodded. The black market auction house Feng Ling mentioned is currently the largest auction house in Luocheng. The items auctioned there are all strange and weird, including everything. Many people like to go shopping there. If they can find some good things, those people will be very happy. Feng Ling is a well-known pharmacist on the black market. The medicines she sells are basically priceless. Feng Ling has not released a potion for a long time, and now that it is about to release it, those people must be very happy. It is estimated that there will be another storm. Yao Lang once tried Feng Ling's potion and was impressed by her potion. Have you ever seen any medicine that can heal a wound with just a little application? No, Fen Ling Hui. Have you ever seen any medicine that can make your skin better by just applying a little bit? No, Fen Ling Will. In short, there's nothing this girl can't do. He was also curious about what the potion was this time. Master, L will come this time too. Are you looking for L? Fen Ling never expected that Ye King Han was here too. If he had known about it, he would not have come even if he had beaten her to death. Her vest was about to fall off in front of Ye King Han, leaving only her underwear. Fen Ling was also curious about what kind of magical power Ye King Han had so that he could follow her wherever she was. And the two people had no communication at all in advance. Ye King Han said, "Look for it. L's potion is what everyone longs for. If he can pull L into his own camp, then his right and left arms will be stronger." Yes. Monster Wolf, why is Ye King Han here too? Would serious people like Yejia come to the black market? Fen Ling is about to cry but has no tears now. The demon wolf blinked. "Don't you know, little ancestor?" "What do you know?" "Ye King Han is our black gold card user. The so-called black gold card is the most advanced one in this auction venue. It is also the existence of SVIP. Basically this place is top-notch. Every time something is auctioned, there will basically be several top-notch bids. Black gold card users are also their main source of funds in the black market. In short, it's just awesome. But what Fen Ling cares about is not this. What she cares about is why Ye King Han comes here. How should she get out now? With this man's vicious eyes, if she opened her mouth, she would basically run naked. Fen Ling refused. "Then, little ancestor, you stay well in the box and I'll host it outside." Fen Ling rolled her eyes. "So is there any other way? Let's do it like this." Soon, Fen Ling arrived at the private room not far from Ye King Han. She was also a black gold card user here. It's just that she doesn't come often, basically the demon wolf comes on her behalf. This time Fen Ling came here mainly because there was something she needed to be auctioned here, called crystal grass. Its growing conditions are very harsh, and basically few people can feed it. This time it is said that its owner also found it on the polar glacier. Fen Ling needs this medicinal material very much, so this is also the purpose of her trip. Soon, the auction will begin. Just like other auctions outside, there will be a host at the beginning to introduce the situation of the auction and the treasures that will be auctioned next. Fen Ling lazily raised her head and listened to the host's words. Out of the corner of his eye, he couldn't help but look in Ye King Han's direction. Probably telepathically, Ye King Han over there also looked over at the same time. With burning eyes, Fen Ling retracted her gaze accurately. Curled his lips. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 195. Chapter 195 Finale. The potion sold by L this time can enhance the physical strength of people with special abilities. There are 3 bottles in total, sold separately. Over there, Ye King Han's people have found out about the potion L sold this time and are reporting it. Ye King Han lit the table slowly. L suddenly emerged 3 years ago and has a very good reputation in the black market. However, no one has ever seen L, not to mention her true face. Even L, even wearing a mask, has never been seen in front of everyone. So, everyone, including Ye King Han, is curious about what kind of character this legendary L is. L should be at the auction today. Ye King Han suddenly said this. Others in the box looked at him, as if waiting for his explanation. L never participates in this kind of auction, how come? Crystal grass. Ye King Han clicked on the items on the list. Crystal grass is something that many medical talents yearn for. He believes that no matter how mysterious L is, as long as she is a medical talent, she will never let go of this crystal grass. Therefore, she will definitely come to the scene and will definitely try her best to take pictures. At that time, he only needs the mantis to catch the cicada and the oriole behind him. Yekinghan suddenly looked forward to seeing L's true appearance. I don't know why, but he always has a feeling that he might recognize this L. However, he had no way of explaining where this feeling came from. The auction officially started. Some time ago, the items auctioned at the auction site were not what people in the VIP box needed. They were basically taken by people sitting downstairs, and the people above didn't even say a word. But everyone has become accustomed to it. After all, the most exciting time for auctions is towards the end. Sure enough, as time went by, the VIP box began to make some sporadic noises. Fengling also raised her hand and said, "There is no way, there is a big boss next door, she can't be too big, otherwise, it will be easily exposed. I don't know what the boss is planning to take, or when he will leave so that she can take pictures of the crystal grass." Time flies so fast, just when Fengling feels that she is drowsy and about to fall asleep, the crystal grass auction officially begins. 10,000. 100,000. 200,000. The competition for crystal grass is very fierce. Many people have done their homework, so they are very aware of its uses. There are even rumors that if crystal grass is used well, it can make people live longer. This is what everyone dreams of, so everyone comes here. 1 million. When it was close to 1 million, Fengling joined the battle. Beside him, Yekinghan listened calmly, his eyes falling on the box next to him. The people there. You guys should keep an eye on the people in the box next to you. Yes. Does the master suspect that she is L? Just a suspicion. The person next to her raised her hands in front of her, but none of them took pictures. But judging from the number she called now, she didn't have any money. In other words, she was probably trying to deceive others. Then the question is, who is she trying to cover her eyes from? Yekinghan narrowed his eyes. L, who are you really? In the end, the crystal grass was bought by Fengling for 5 million. However, to them, it was just a hair on the body. It was not painful or itchy to pluck it out. Okay, now we are coming to the end of our auction. Everyone should already know what we are going to auction. Yes, that's right, it's the work of our genius pharmacist L. I believe everyone can't wait, so let's count down to 321, and please let us have the finale of this issue. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 196. Chapter 196 Potion. As the host's voice sounded, a particularly good 3 bottles of potion protected by a glass cover were pushed in. Soon, the auction began. Fengling listened calmly to the people below who were auctioning, and there was no change in her heart until 500,000. Fengling, damn it! You want you to tell me. Is it worth spending this money? It's so bad at living life. Because her potions have to take into account the tolerance of ordinary people, some dosages are adjusted within the range that ordinary people can bear. In other words, for people with special abilities like them, the effect is not particularly great. This man spent 5 million to buy it. Is he stupid? Is he stupid? If you tell her what you want, won't she be able to do it again? What's more, she still has medicine on her now. But now, Fengling had no way to rush over and stop Yekinghan immediately. She could only notify Yelang through the background. If the potion was taken by Yekinghan, then come to her first to exchange for a bottle of potion. After all, it is said that the man who cooperated with me has given me so much money. You can't fool others with things that are not up to standard for people with special abilities. Yes, after hearing this, the demon wolf wanted to say, since you two are like this, why are you hiding here and there? How about having a frank talk? Fenling did not take the potion, which made the man more sure that Fenling was ill. However, he had no excuse to go there yet. Yeking Han took 2 bottles, and Fenling's flesh hurt terribly, but at least the remaining bottle was taken by someone else. He was an ordinary person, but he had a lot of money. What Fenling doesn't mind the most is making money from rich people. Everyone is rich anyway. It's just a flow of funds and they will stay with her for a while. Demonic wolf, drink. After stopping where you are, is there still a chance to return to someone else's pocket? With Fenglung's stingy attitude, I'm afraid there's no chance. Fenling didn't care. When the auction was over, she just picked up her bag and prepared to go back, but was stopped by a familiar face. She remembered that he should be the secret guard beside Yeking Han. Fenling. Is this blocked? Master, please come with us. Just wait a moment, I'm wearing a mask. Fenling smiled faintly, and just as she was about to turn around to get the mask, she heard a voice behind her, where are you going to hide, kid? Fenling. I was really embarrassed. Hi, how are you? Fenling turned around awkwardly, then greeted Yeking Han with a smile. It was quite embarrassing. Fenling felt that it would be better to do this less frequently. This feeling of being caught on the spot. Yeking Han raised his eyebrows. Fenling sighed and nodded, which was regarded as admission. Yeking Han showed a hint of appreciation in his eyes. To be honest, he really didn't expect that Fenling would have so many identities, and even I was her. You must know that L is the in the minds of all people with special abilities. The potion she made is a life-saving medicine for people with special abilities. But everyone thought that L might have done it by mistake, but today, Yeking Han knew that she was not doing it by mistake, but really knew what the potion she made was. But just because of this, Yeking Han felt that Fenling was powerful. After all, it was simply unimaginable how much effort it would take to put the kind of potion that enhances physical strength in the game into reality. His little woman is really, really, really amazing. It was so powerful that he felt a little ashamed of himself. The 2 bottles in your hand are specially made for the physiques of people with special abilities. The improvement effect is greater than that of potions given to ordinary people. Fenling explained. If you want potions in the future, you can ask me directly. You don't have to come all the way to the auction to sell them. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 197. Chapter 197. Try it. Yeking Han raised her eyebrows, and without holding back, reached out and rubbed the little girl's furry head. Fenling frowned hard. This touched her head again. She is not a child. Fenling pouted, and then said to him very seriously, don't touch my head casually in the future. Well, it's not casual, Yeking Han agreed with a good attitude. So he will touch it carefully in the future. Fenling pursed her lips, feeling that this man's answer didn't mean the same thing to her. But it sounds similar. Fenling didn't pay much attention, and then waved towards Yeking Han, then I'll go back first. You don't need to send me off. I'll take the car. Yeking Han. You know how to stop him, that's good. It's just. Yeking Han, why have you been following me? Fenling looked at the familiar car shadow in the rearview mirror and called Yeking Han directly. The man's deep laughter came from the phone, we seem to be on the same road. Ha ha, Fenling sneered, then looked at the demon wolf next to him. The demon wolf's hair stood on end, feeling that nothing good would happen next. Sure enough. Stop and change seats. Let her drive. Yealang. Is it too late for him to fight back now? Although, he didn't really want to ride in his little ancestor's car. Humbling in his heart, Yaolang still obediently changed places with Feng Ling. "Master, they seem to have changed places. Miss Feng seems to be sitting in the driver's seat." Ye King Han's men reported a surprised report when they saw the scene in front of them. Ye King Han nodded, "Stop the car." "Master," the subordinate stopped the car with a confused expression, and then sat in his co-pilot with a confused expression. Looking at his master in the driver's seat, the subordinate felt a little panicked. This was the first time in his history that he was sitting in a car driven by his master. The subordinates felt a little uneasy. Suddenly, two cars appeared on the busy road. They were obviously worth millions, but they acted like they were driving for free. For those who don't know, they think they are playing a drama about chasing each other on TV. Ugh, the demon wolf still couldn't hold it back and began to feel sick. "Little ancestor, can you please slow down?" His body couldn't stand her being so aggressive. "Yaolang, why are you so incompetent?" Feng Ling said disgustedly. It has been many years, but the characteristics of the demon wolf's motion sickness have really not improved at all. "Yaolang, it's okay, you can drive, a man can't say no." Feng Ling looked suspicious. "Really? Really, come on." The demon wolf suppressed the nausea in his heart. The same scene happened in Ye King Han's car less than 5 meters away from Feng Gluo. The subordinates never knew that their master's driving skills were so good that it made him feel like he was riding a roller coaster. He felt bitter in his heart, but he couldn't say it. The two little ancestors drove for a long time, and finally stopped after half an hour. As soon as Yaolang got out of the car, he ran directly to the toilet to throw up. Following him was Ye King Han's subordinate. Instead, the two instigators leisurely walked down to the side to have a drink. It took a lot of energy to drive for so long. "I haven't had such a good time driving in a long time." Feng Ling curled her lips. "I used to drive it when I was with Luo Chang, but now everything has changed." Thinking of Luo Chang, Feng Ling's smile faded a lot. "Ye King Han, where did you learn your driving skills?" "You'll get better if you drive more," Ye King Han said. "When will those who eat his bread no longer be on the verge of death? If they don't have any skills, how can they still be alive?" Feng Ling accurately captured what Ye King Han meant. She seemed to understand what opposites attract. "This dog man is really attractive." "Ye King Han, I remember, last time you said you wanted us to give it a try." End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 198. Chapter 198. Can't run away. I agree. I can give it a try with you, but I don't have the patience. After 3 months, if I still don't like you, then from now on, we will only be partners. Feng Ling stood next to the car. The wind blew her hair up and onto her cheeks, making her look inexplicably beautiful. Ye King Han quietly admired the girl's face and spoke slowly, "I won't let you have this chance, Feng Ling. If I say I will make you fall in love with me, then I will." "Ye King Han, what if it doesn't happen?" "I won't let this possibility happen, Feng Ling. I am determined to win from you." Ye King Han forcefully pulled Feng Ling into his arms and said in a low voice, "You have jumped into this pit and there is no way to turn back. Feng Ling, you are mine and cannot run away." "Then give it a try and see if I can run out of your Wuzi mountain." Feng Ling's eyes flashed with light. Two people looked at each other in the wind. A few days later, it was the day of Lingyang High School's provincial and municipal unified examinations. Everyone packed their bones tightly, and everyone's face was filled with nervousness and seriousness. At this moment, in the principal's office, Feng Ling was lying lazily on the recliner bought by Wang Zhaihong, turning her pen. "After the provincial and municipal unified examinations, I may not stay in school often. If you need anything, just call me on WeChat." "Where are you going?" "If you are an ordinary student, Wang Zhaihong will definitely have a good education. As a student, What are you going to do if you don't study hard? However, this is not an ordinary student, this is Feng Ling, his little ancestor. To this little ancestor, he is a little who can't even afford 8 large sedan chairs. Wang Haihong's attitude was so good that he asked his little ancestor if he wanted to bring the school security guards with him when he went out to do business. There are some things that have to be done, it's best not to know about them. After all, the more you know, the less safe you are. Feng Ling looked at Wang Haihong with a smile, which made Wang Haihong's heart tremble. After I leave in Xianian's class, please keep an eye on the new Chiyu. If she does anything unusual, tell me at any time. If there is anything strange happening in the school, please tell me at any time. Okay, I understand. Although Wang Haihong didn't know what the little ancestor was talking about, he knew that there was nothing wrong with listening to the little ancestor. Feng Ling was very satisfied with his attitude. She nodded and waved her hand. Okay, I'll leave now and won't disturb you anymore. Hey, then, Mr. Feng, walk slowly, walk slowly. Wang Haihong sent Feng Ling away with a smile on his face, and invited Xianian with bitter hatred. Principal Wang, I don't agree with this matter. Students come to school to study. Although Feng Ling did well in the exam before, it doesn't mean that she will keep it in the future. You can't indulge a student like this. They are just students now and do not have the ability to control themselves. In short, I don't agree with this matter. Wang Haihong looked at Xianian, who was bitter and resentful, and felt like his head was pounding. He knew that this person would have a hard time asking for leave, but after agreeing to the request, he could not leave the mess to the little ancestor again. After all, he had finally earned the reputation his little ancestor had earned for him, so he naturally had to live up to it. Besides, what are we training students for? It's not just about sending them to college, it's also about cultivating their ability to grow themselves. Feng Ling has an idea now. As teachers, we should not stop her, but support her. Teacher Xia, what do you think? This. Xianian looked at Wang Haihong silently, and said after a long time, I still keep my original idea. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 199. Chapter 199. Wang Haihong sighed, that's all, I have already promised student Feng Ling about this matter. She should still be in the classroom now. If you have the ability to stop her, then I won't care. Even though Wang Haihong said this, he knew in his heart that no one could stop what Feng Ling wanted to do. Xianian, it is impossible to succeed. Unfortunately, Xianian didn't know that. She stubbornly believed that all children under 18 in the world should learn at this age. However, among all living beings, there are always exceptions, and Feng Ling is this exception. I have something to do, so I can no longer attend classes at Lingyang High School. I also said that I will not stay in class 9 after that exam. The provincial and municipal unified examinations were the last days I stayed at Lingyang High School. What happens after that? Have you ever thought about your studies? Do you know that it is closely related to your future? If you give up halfway, your life will be ruined. Xianian spoke to Feng Ling earnestly. Feng Ling looked at Xianian, thought for a long time, and then slowly said, Teacher Xia, I already have 3 university diplomas. When I came to Lingyang High School, I promised Principal Wang and fulfilled my promise. I will still take the college entrance examination, but I will no longer study at Lingyang High School. I have things I want to do and things I must do. Feng Ling, what joke are you talking about? 3 copies of your college diploma, who do you think you are? Did you already get it 3 years ago? Feng Ling went to prison 3 years ago. According to her, she should have obtained these 3 academic qualifications 3 years ago. Is this possible? How old was Fen Ling 3 years ago? It's only the third year of junior high school. What Xiaonian didn't expect was that Fen Ling nodded, yes, I got my degree certificate 3 years ago. So teacher Xia, you don't have to worry about me. Just teach the students in class 9 well. They shouldn't be given up. This is also the reason why she helped class 9 in the first place, because they were also on the verge of being given up by their parents, and some of them had even been given up. However, who knows? It's not that these children are unwilling to work hard, they just don't see hope. At the bottom of the dark valley, there is no trace of light and they are just struggling fearlessly. They are not great men and do not have that much courage. Who would be willing to struggle to climb up? In this world, great men are indeed great, but most of them are ordinary people, and these children are now just ordinary people among all living beings who just want to live a good life. Fen Ling, I hope you won't deceive yourself. Academic qualifications are very important. You will need this academic qualification to work, make money, and gain a foothold in this society in the future. Look, you don't believe me when I tell the truth. Fen Ling had already thought of Xiaonian's reaction, but when she actually saw her reaction, she still felt sad. However, Fen Ling had already learned to keep this emotion in her heart. She looked at Xiaonian calmly, I'll leave if there's nothing else. There's one more thing. If possible, let's leave Chiyu's position. She's not suitable. Fen Ling left the school with her shoulder bag on her back. She had said all she needed to say, which could be regarded as the end of her fate with Xiaonian. Whether you listen or not depends entirely on Xiaonian. Fen Ling, Xiaonian's frustrated voice came from behind. Fen Ling smiled, not sure if he was laughing at himself or something else. She looked at the sky. It was quite blue, but it was obscured by many clouds. When will anyone really believe what she says? Fen Ling sighed and continued walking towards the north, which was Ye Qinghan's base. She promised Ye Qinghan to join the Blood Evil Alliance. End of this chapter. The max level boss is too cruel. Author, Fire Otter. Chapter 200. Chapter 200 Leader. Welcome to the leader of the Alliance. Fen Ling followed Ye Qinghan into the Blood Evil Alliance. The last time she came here, she remembered that she should still use the identity of Ling, but this time, she directly used the identity of Fen Ling to enter. Ye Qinghan and she both felt that since they wanted to join the Blood Evil Alliance, there was no need to be secretive. The four demons have not had any activities recently and have stayed in the Blood Evil Alliance. When he saw Fen Ling, 11 May looked like he had seen a ghost. Why did she come in? Why did this woman come in? Jia Mei, pay attention to your identity. Dong Xie glanced at Xiao Mei coldly and reminded her. Ji Mei curled her lips and said nothing, but her expression clearly revealed her dissatisfaction with Ye Qinghan for bringing Fen Ling into the Blood Evil Alliance this time. Master, after reminding 11 May, Dong Xie led 4 people to Ye Qinghan and bowed. Ye Qinghan nodded slightly, yeah. Master, what are you doing? Bring her here to see her. From now on, she will be the mistress of the Blood Evil Alliance. Fen Ling glanced at Ye Qinghan and immediately announced her identity, not afraid of the opinions of her subordinates. However, the Blood Evil Alliance has strict disciplines. Fen Ling could feel that after Ye Qinghan announced the news, some people were shocked, some were confused, and some were dissatisfied, but no one questioned it. In the Blood Fiend Alliance, God Killer is the of all of them. Fen Ling smiled faintly, put her hands behind her back, and said, hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Fen Ling. Although, your master said that I will be your mistress in the future, but I know that some of you a large number of people have doubts about my ability, but it doesn't matter, the future is long and we can communicate slowly. After Fen Ling finished speaking, he looked at Ye Qinghan and said, you won't take me around. Ye Qinghan raised his eyebrows and stretched out his hand, please. The Blood Fiend Alliance is located in a remote location, and the levels within it are also clearly divided. Unlike the Special Alliance, there are almost no powerful people below Yekinghan in the Blood Fiend Alliance. In other words, everyone in the Blood Evil Alliance regards Yekinghan as number one. And secondly, there should be no. This is their training ground, Yekinghan introduced as he walked. Fenling glanced at the training ground. There should be a few newcomers who have been recently recruited. They have probably been training for a long time. Their whole bodies are soaked with blood and sweat. Quick, double the speed, haven't you had enough to eat? Even so, the instructor inside still showed no mercy, and the long whip in his hand fell down without any hesitation. Here at our place, anyone who comes in must go through a rigorous screening process, and of those few, only half of them can stay after the screening, she Mei said with her head held high. Seems to be showing off something to Fenling. Fenling curled her lips. It's very similar to the training method we have there, except that they obviously can't be as ruthless as you, otherwise they wouldn't be in the current situation. What about you? Yekinghan was more concerned about this. I'm special, so I haven't experienced it. All her skills were taught by Luo Cheng and then she went back to experience them herself. She has a photographic memory, and she can figure out the rest by herself. However, although no one was pushing her from behind, she did not give up on the training she should have. Because, at that time, she knew that only by becoming very powerful, no one would bully you, and you would have the ability to deal with others. In this world, kindness without ability will only be called a weak person, but she wants to be a strong person with kindness. Hence, the days in Turlan were also the fastest for her, because once she started training, she didn't know what day it would be. End of this chapter.